Welcome to another week of Jacket Pride TV. We're joined each week by head coach Mark Mitchell. Coach, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
And so this week we've had a week off, so we're going to recap from a couple of weeks ago and then talk about Sulligent. Kids have a good practice today.
Yes, we did. Today was kind of like a Thursday for us since we play tomorrow, so we bumped everything up a day, and our kids have done really good this week. So it's been a real good week of practice. They're excited about going to Sulligent and playing football tomorrow night. So
I know last week was kind of a forced week off, so talk a little bit about that if you don't mind. Was it good for the kids to have some time to kind of
It was. We were a little banged up, and so we just went what we usually do on a bye week. Our normal routine, we used it as a bye week. We did, and then we had used it last Tuesday and Wednesday to correct things, some curry and the stuff that we needed to correct for ourselves, and we gave our legs a little bit of a break and our hitting a little bit of a break, and every once in a while you need a mental break.
Sure.
And I think it's been really good for the kids because this week we've been much sharper, a little bit more pep in our step. Everybody's been a little bit more excited, and I think a week off when you get a little mental break as much as physical break helps you anytime during the year. Especially going up and when we fix to play a really good football team in Sulligent.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the Curry game. You mentioned them. Big game for Austin Owens, 192 yards rushing on 10 carries, a couple of touchdowns, I believe a couple of interceptions. Talk a little bit about Austin's effort in that game.
Well, Austin will be the first one to tell you he doesn't do any of that without the rest of his team. Austin's a team player. Doesn't say a whole lot about stuff about him. Austin did exactly what we asked him to do. We're going to make the blocks, you make the cuts and the runs, and he did that. I thought we had several other guys that did really good in that football game also. The best thing about that whole game to me happened in the first 10 minutes of the game. Curry comes out in an offense we had not practiced. It was one that the coach had ran in previous years, and so they drove it all the way down, and we stop them inside the 5-yard line. Then we turn right back around and we fumble it back, and they get it inside the 10 for 4 more plays, and so we stopped them again, and I thought that kind of changed the whole way the game was going right there when our defense stepped up and stopped them 8, 9, 10 plays right there inside the 10. Anytime you can do that, that's big for your football team. We've done that several times this year. And that's been a big difference on our football team is our kids' resilience in their defense, and they don't let up and they play hard and they make the teams keep snapping the football. And so I think that kind of swung the momentum toward our way. And we go into half 8-0, we kind of regroup, get our composure back, trying to figure out where we line up, what to do. Then we made some little slight adjustments on offense of what our game plan was going to do. And then our kids went out second half, executed it, and I thought it was a very well played, one of our best second halves of the year we've played together. I'm still looking forward to that one game when we put all 4 quarters together, and we're going to have some exciting football when we do. So
well, I know a couple of players we also highlighted. Kane Moon had a couple of touchdowns, 62 yards rushing. Ryker Morgan, 60 yards rushing and a touchdown. And so several players got involved and did really well. And let's talk a little bit about your defense. I wanted to mention them. You talked about that briefly in your comments. I believe I read 169 yards allowed. That's a great performance by your defense, and your defense coordinator Bradley Cummins had a great plan. So talk a little bit about your defense.
Well, we survived them first 2 drives, and I think everybody just kind of said, okay, all right, let's take a deep breath here. We'll be fine. And I think a lot of that contributes to we got a lot of key guys. Brooks Bonds is the leader on our defense, our leading tackler. He does a great job of getting us where we need to be. I thought Kane, Moon, and Eli Edgell had 2 good football games on the outside too. And then somebody that you wouldn't think about that plays multiple positions is Jacob Hill. He played some inside backer. He played some D-line. I thought he did a really good job with that. And then our secondary, Ryker not only quarterbacks on offense, but he quarterbacks us on defense. So he got us lined up where we needed to be. And got the guys in position to make some picks. I think Austin had 2 and Trey had 1. And I think that's just a testament to those 11 guys playing together and being in sync and being where they're supposed to be at the right times. And good things are going to happen to those type of kids who put themselves in that position. And you go back and you was talking about offense. One thing we've been blessed with this year is I know everybody talks a lot about Austin, but that's not who you got to stop. We have 4 guys that we feel comfortable running the football with, and a 5th one with Trey. So we can run Austin, Ryker, Brooks, and Kane, and that's been a blessing to us this year. We have a good offensive line that is gelled, that plays really well together, and when we have balance, so we don't have to rely just on one person, that makes our whole team better. All those guys are selfish. They all block for each other. They'll be the first ones to congratulate somebody else getting a touchdown. Same thing on defense. Everybody's excited when somebody else causes a fumble, gets interception. They all get excited, and that kind of spreads out to everybody else, and it causes them to get excited and have fun playing football. And that's what we've talked about all year long, is making sure we're having fun playing football, loving every second of practice and the games, because you don't know when it's going to be, cut off. And our kids have done a great job this year of doing that. And I'm excited to come and get to be a part and watch them play tomorrow night at Sulligent. I think good things are going to happen to us. They've set themselves up really well to make a good playoff run here, and we're going to see what shakes out in these last 3 games here and see if we can't host a playoff game here. We hadn't done that in a long time. So that's been our goal all year, and that's what we're out to do tomorrow night. So we've got to take one more step towards that way.
Well, I know that speaks to leadership. You talk about all the things gelling together and the kids working together. That speaks to a lot of leaders on your team, and that's also a testament to you as well in leading those young men. We appreciate your efforts and the things that you do as well. We have some highlights for the Curry game. We'll break now for those, and so we appreciate Bradley Cummins making these available for us. Coach, you mentioned back in region play against the Sulligent Blue Devils. Kickoff's a little bit different this week on Thursday instead of Friday. So talk a little bit about the Sulligent Blue Devils and what you've seen on film from them and hope to have some success against them.
Well, if you look at their record, you see it's 1-5, and that's not indicative of their football team. They played some bigger schools early in the year. I think it was East Lawrence and Hamilton they played, and then they've had kids that have been quarantined because of the COVID, and they were down to their third string quarterback 2 weeks ago. In the last game they played, one of their best linemen didn't get to play, and so they have everybody back. They're healthy. They're all back. They'll be the Sulligent football team that you expect to see year in and year out. That's very good, hard-nosed, runs football well, plays good defense. Always tough to go to Sulligent. I do think it's one good thing for us is playing there back-to-back years. We've been there last year. We know what to expect. We turn right back around and go back again this year. It is a big region game for both of us. It put us 3-1 in the region, and then it would even them up to 2-2. Right. And so it's anybody's game right now still. This week and next week, and everything will kind of shake out this week, next week, where you're going to kind of line up in the region. And our kids have fought really hard this year to put themselves in position to play in a game like this where we control our playoff destiny. And we're excited to get to go over there and play. Anytime you can play football in 2020, you better be excited and take advantage of it, because you just don't ever know when something's going to come up. So
it seems like we're hearing more and more about games getting canceled in the news, and we're thankful we've been able to play all of our games. I know somebody mentioned that they're getting their starting quarterback and their starting running back back this time, and they've not been able to play this year. So it'll be a great challenge. Sulligent always has great athletes too. They've always got good athletes, and so we're looking forward to watching you play this week, and good luck against the Sulligent Blue Devils. And again, the game has been moved to Thursday night, and kickoff will be at 7 p.m. at Sulligent. Coach, good to see you. Good luck this week.
Thank you, sir.
This week we're joined by junior quarterback and defensive back, Ryker Morgan. Glad to see you, Ryker. Everything going well for you?
Yes, sir.
You have a good morning in practice today?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's talk a little about your season. First year starting quarterback.
Yeah.
How you liking playing quarterback so far?
The pressure is a little much, a lot more than last year. Last year I kind of just got thrown in there, and I didn't have a lot of time to think about it.
Right.
So this year I knew I was starting, and I'm having to think about it more. So I just got to get past the jitters.
Well, you're doing a good job. We enjoy watching you play. So you started, 3 games last year or so?
I started at the end of Cold Springs.
Yeah, at the end of Cold Springs. That's right. I remember that. Well, we're glad to have you playing as well as you are. You're doing a good job leading the offense. A lot of rushing touchdowns, some passing touchdowns. I know that the last game you had at least one rushing touchdown against Curry, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about Curry just a little bit. 8-0 at halftime. So what did you guys see at halftime? Did you make some adjustments to a lot of scoring by you guys? What went from 8-0 to 36-0? So would you mind talking about that a little bit?
Well, at halftime we kind of just gathered ourselves and got together and relaxed, settled down a little bit. We had a couple fumbles and turnovers in the first half, and then we went back out there and we just executed better. We're more together, more relaxed, and more into the game.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what helped.
Austin had a big night too, 192 yards, and that comes from a team effort. Whenever you guys are successful, that's good blocking, good scheme, everybody playing as one. And that says a lot about you as a quarterback, that you can get everybody going that direction. So let's talk a little bit about Sulligent. You guys play on Thursday night this week at Sulligent. What are some things you guys see and have some success against the Blue Devils?
Sulligent has both their star players at back from their quarantine. Now they're back, but I don't think it's going to be an easy walk-through win. I think we're going to have to play our best and play our hardest, execute, and have fun.
Absolutely. Sulligent's always tough. I grew up playing Sulligent. They've always got good athletes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't know about the quarantine, so they've got some players back from quarantine that's been out the last couple of
starting
weeks.
Quarterback and running back.
Starting quarterback and running back. Okay. Well, we'll be pulling for you and hope that you have a good game Thursday night. So one non-football question. If you could eat anywhere, any restaurant, where would you go?
God.
That's hard to think about. It doesn't even have to be Devil Springs. It could be anywhere.
Anywhere.
I asked one player, he chose Jack's. I was like, Jack's.
I was about to say Arby's.
Arby's? Hey, Arby's is not a bad. You get the turnover and some curly fries and
Yeah.
Get used to be the big giant roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But,
Arby's is good. I like some Arby's, man.
Yeah.
Well, Ryker, it's good to see you, buddy. Congrats so far on the season. You're having a great year, and good luck Thursday night against Sulligent.
Thank you.
Okay. This week, we're joined by junior varsity football player Declan Morgan. Declan, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
And you guys are having a lot of success this year, undefeated so far on the year.
Yes, sir.
Playing quarterback, you like playing quarterback?
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite part about playing quarterback?
Favorite part about playing quarterback is really being able to communicate with my teammates and being able to talk to them about some things they're having trouble with.
Yeah, sure. Leadership, that's leadership 101. You're learning that as a junior varsity player. That'll pay off later. And so I know this is your second year playing quarterback, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so good. You got several touchdowns on the year. I know that's kind of proof that you're all playing well together, and that speaks to you as their leader. So we're glad that you're having a good year. You guys have had two big wins like recently, one against Addison and one against Carbon Hill.
Yes, sir.
What was some of the keys to success against Addison?
Addison, our line did good picking up blocks and backers when they were blitzing.
Yep.
And then our backs did good hitting holes.
Yep.
We ran the football. And our receivers, when we threw the football, they did good running their routes.
Well, that's good. So just some fundamentals, just sticking to
Yes,
fundamentals. Sir. That's good. So what about Carbon Hill? Beat them this week 24-0. So tell us a little bit about Carbon Hill. They're a pretty good team. They had a good. They played well. What are some keys to success against Carbon Hill?
Carbon Hill, we had a little bit of trouble at first because it's a new defense and it's a new offense.
Yeah.
So we hadn't really seen much of that. But I think we did good adapting to that different situation.
Yeah, you did. It was very good. I know Coach Moody and the rest of the staff had a good game plan for you too.
Yes, sir.
So you also play defense. So I call your name out a lot making tackles. So if you had to choose offense or defense, which one would you choose? It's a hard choice, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd probably choose defense.
Yeah.
Because mainly on defense, this year I really like hitting people this year.
Oh, yeah.
And defense is really not everybody has to do a certain job, you
Sure.
know. And on offense, I don't really get to do as much because it's not a pass and it's a run. I really just hand it there and
Sure.
stand still. So
And you got some good players, Landon and Chris,
Yes,
to hand it to as well.
Yeah.
And so that's so we were talking to the ref up in the press box Monday night, and I said we got three really good people who can score. And I mentioned you, and then Landon, and also Chris. And so you guys are doing really well. Every person I've asked that question to has chosen defense for the same reason. Because they like to hit, and that's why you play football, right? So,
Yes, sir.
So you're good. So, well, good luck this week. You guys have 2 more away games, and the season will be over. So, good luck this week. We hope that things go well for you, and so we look forward to seeing more success out of our junior varsity program. We have highlights now of their game against Addison and their game against Carbon Hill.